Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? In my last video, I talked about some of the first performance mods you could do to your MK7 GTI. And now that you're faster, you gotta look the part too. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about some of the best and cheapest aesthetic mods for your MK7 GTI, so you can look good going fast. Although, unlike the performance mods, these aesthetic mods only really apply to the MK7 GTI and the MK7 Golf R. Not so much the 1.8 TSI, and especially not all the A3s, S3s, and TTs and whatnot. So one of the first things I did when I got my MK7 GTI was change out the headlights. I, like the fool I am, did not get a lighting package, so I got these ugly halogens, and I couldn't live with it because they were yellow. The DRLs were yellow and they didn't even match the LED fog lights. So instead, I got the Golf R replicas from Eds for my GTI. And the cool thing about it is these come with double U's for the daytime running lights instead of just a lighting package that only has one U. These instead have two U's, and I even did a review on them, so you can check that video out too. And the cool thing about these headlights is they are plug and play, so you can just change out your old stock halogen units and just put these in and then plug everything up and you're good to go. There's no coding, there's no hard wiring or other electronic stuff. Plug and play. There are other brands out there, such as my friend Harry. He has the RFB ones, and then my other friend Danny, the GTI man, he has some replica from China. But me personally, I heard Eds was the best in terms of aftermarket in this particular vehicle. In terms of the MK7 GTI, Eds I heard was the best, so that's what I got. And I highly recommend it if you didn't get the lighting package, because this just changes the entire look of the car entirely. It makes the car look a lot more modern and a lot more aggressive because it's 2018 Volkswagen. Why are you even shipping cars without lighting, without projectors and still using halogens, man? Come on. Along with headlights, a lot of people also change their taillights. Now, me personally, I didn't change my taillights because I think the stock taillights that we get in the US match my DRLs. The two U's match my two U's in the back. But a lot of people I do know change their stock GTI taillights to like the Euro tails, and some people even took it a step further and changed it to the Mark 7.5 tails. Now, unlike the headlights, a lot of the aftermarket tails are not plug and play. So even though you put them on, you might not get that sequential yellow turn signal. You do need additional harnesses and some coding required, which isn't really hard. But that's just a side note in case you do change your tails. This next mod is one of the cheapest. It's the eyelids for your headlights. And no, I don't mean like the lift eyelashes that people put on the headlights. I mean like just this little piece of thin plastic that goes on top of your headlights that makes it look like your car is more aggressive. And when I say cheap, I mean I personally got mine from AliExpress, I think for like $5. It's just a piece of plastic, so I don't understand why people are spending like upwards of like $20 or like $50 for one piece of plastic to put on their headlight. I know people that buy like the carbon fiber ones for like $50 or something, and it's like, is it really that serious? I mean, I guess, but me personally, I wouldn't spend that much for two pieces of plastic to go on top of my headlight. A lot of sites also, I believe that they rebrand the ones they get from like AliExpress for like $5. They probably buy it in wholesale and then they resell them for like a crazy markup. So instead, just buy it directly from AliExpress or eBay. Maybe not even Amazon, because I know Amazon does have markups, but I got mine on AliExpress and I'm happy with it. It just 3M's onto your headlight. I've had mine on for like 10,000 miles and they don't fall off or anything, and I've gone fast on the highway, so they're not flying off anytime soon. So save yourself some money and just get the $5 ones on AliExpress. This next item is also like the last one in terms of a lot of reselling and a lot of markups, and it's the paddle shifters / shift knobs for the manual people. So I'm going to talk about the paddle shifters first. I've also bought mine from AliExpress, I think like $5, $10, and they're made of aluminum. 3M'd onto my paddle shifters for my GTI and they look a lot better, a lot more aggressive. It makes it look like a fighter jet. They are also 3M'd on, but I mean, it's just a paddle shifter. I mean, it's not gonna fly off, it's not gonna fall off. Me and I know a lot of people that bought them from AliExpress have them on for like 10,000, 20,000 miles, and they don't rust, they don't erode or anything. They still look good as new. But like I said, a lot of reselling and market with this, if you buy from, I guess, name brand sites, I really feel like they just repackage the ones they get from AliExpress and resell it to you for like 50 bucks. There's also a lot of variation with these paddle shifters. I know there are some that actually like screw onto your shifter or like replace the whole shifter unit, but I personally think the 3M ones that I got and a lot of people got were the best ones, because for one thing, they're made out of metal. There's actually a weight to it, and it's not just flimsy plastic or like fake carbon fiber. But I mean, if it matters to you that much and you really want a whole replacement, or buying it from somewhere, from I guess a reputable website, and you want to pay the markup, be my guest. I'm not stopping you. The second part of this is for the manual people, and that is replacing the shifter. I know a lot of people change out their stock shifters for like the BFI weighted shifter, and they say it feels a lot better, and they put their own customized coin on it. For the DSG people, we can replace our shifter, but it's just a lot more work, and instead of pressing the button to shift, you kind of pull up to shift, and it's just, you gotta break clips and stuff, so it's a lot more work. It's not impossible, but it's just a lot more work. So for the manual people, a weighted shifter, many different colors from BFI. This next thing is less functional than the previous things I've mentioned, but it does make your car look a bit better, and that is the wing. There is actually a lot of variation for the Mark 7 hatchback wings. One good example is my friend Dylan. A lot of people, I don't even know where he got his wing, but a lot of people compliment it and ask him where he got his. So you can message him on Instagram, I guess, if you want to ask him about it. But I do know it's 3M'd on, and he's had it on for a while. It doesn't fade, the color doesn't turn purple or anything. It matches up with his paint, and yeah, it looks actually pretty cool. Another type of wing is a lower profile wing. It's more of an extension. My friend Harry has it. I think he got it from Aerofab. I'm not sure. I would say also message him on Instagram, ask him about it, but it's not as aggressive as Dylan's wing. It's more of just a little extension that you kind of have to go up close to see. And one of the most popular wings for our cars, and most likely the one I'm gonna get eventually, is from, let me see if I can pronounce this, the Alternator wing. I know the official one from that company is like 700 bucks, but I do know some people go with the AliExpress version, which literally on the listing says Alternator wing replica, and I've had someone that I know that got it, and he says fitment is exactly the same, 3M'd on like the original, and it looks the part. I mean, it just doesn't have the logo on it. Now the last Mark 7 specific item I have to say is the power mirrors. Now these don't really change your car a whole lot in terms of looks, but it does make your life a little easier. So instead of having to manually fold in or out your mirrors, you can do them automatically with this set. The great thing I would say is they're not as expensive as you would think. They're only around 200 bucks, I think, from AliExpress, and they're not really knockoffs, but they're China OEM mirrors, and they're also plug and play. I think you do need some coating with it, but other than that, you just take out your stock mirror units and you put these new ones in, and you're good to go. Not really for aesthetics or looks at all, but it does add a bit of a convenience to your car. Now these next couple of items I'm gonna mention are not really Mark 7 specific. Instead, they're kind of for any car. And the first one I'm gonna say is tint. One of the most illegal mods for any car in basically almost any state. Tint makes your car look a whole lot better. It darkens your windows and gives you privacy. And in the summer, with good tint, it even blocks out UV rays, so your car isn't as hot. But be careful, like I said, you know, tint is illegal in almost everywhere. So don't blame me if you're getting pulled over for it, or I'm not paying your ticket or anything. So, you know, use your own common sense for it. Next item I'm gonna say is wheels. Kind of self-explanatory. Wheels make up a big part of the car, and it really changes your looks on the car. So yeah, wheels. The last item I'm gonna mention is gonna be lowering springs, or lowering anything, just making your Mark 7 lower. So either that's with coilovers, springs, or even airbags. A low car does look a whole lot better than, you know, a stock height car. Not only is lowering a car gonna make it look better, but you also have a bit of a better performance. You get a bit less aero drag. You get to scrape your oil pan everywhere you go. And you also get to have a hard time over speed bumps. And that about wraps up this video. I hope it has brought you some value, or you learned something new, or brought you some new insight on something. And yeah, until next time.